Dan Lawson with the Alliance for American Manufacturing. Today interviewing Scot Grassette, USW member, electrician here at the mill in Rumford. How long have you been at the mill here, Scot?
I've been in the mill for just over 20 years.
And have you always been in the electrical department, or?
No, I got in the mill in 1989. I worked in the bleachery and the pulp mill. I worked towards getting taking some classes. I got in mechanical maintenance. I worked mechanical maintenance for about 7 years. I worked towards getting an associate's degree in applied technical trades, and I ended up getting an apprenticeship program in the electrical department. And I've been an electrician for about 8 years, something like that.
Scot, with the recent imports of paper and having market-related downtime here at the Rumford Mill, how has that affected you?
During the curtailment in early 2009, the electrical department downsized, and there was about 9 of us that either got laid off permanently or got bumped into a different department in the mill. Because I was in the papermakers union, I was able to bump on to a production job. Okay. With 20 years.
And so you never had any layoff time, or you had layoff time?
No layoff time before 2009, but during 2009 I was laid off. Actually in 2008 I was laid off for a month. In 2009 I was laid off for a couple of months.
And how did that affect you and your family when you got laid off?
I had to cash in vacations to make house payments. So all of my vacation time was spent, the cash was spent on house payments pretty much. And it was pretty stressful because there was a real possibility of losing my house and my building. My building is actually a project that I've been working on. It's an old church, it's a former church, and I'm converting it into a function hall. My wife and I have converted the classrooms into living space, so I actually live in the building. And the payments are pretty high. Right now I'm in the process of getting a commercial loan, and there was a lot of questions about my employment here in the mill and whether I was going to be able to sustain the payments. So it's been a pretty stressful year.
Oh, but did you see a lot of other employees having to make changes to their lifestyle because what was going on with rolling down times or curtailments?
Yeah, actually, I have some good friends that got laid off permanently. It was indefinitely permanent. I don't know what that means, but that was the term they used. And they were pretty much eating SpaghettiOs and trying to work on the side, doing different things just to get by.
What do you think would happen to this whole area, Scot, if there was an extended downtime, or if the mill just couldn't make it here anymore?
Well, the Rumford Mill, this town is here because of the Rumford Mill. Hugh Chisholm came into this town with the waterfalls and had a dream of building this business, and the town is here because the mill is here. If the mill was gone from this community, it would devastate schools, businesses, hairdressers, auto mechanics. The entire community would be devastated. The business that my wife and I are planning on opening would it may not happen. I literally considered, what would I do, and it was probably going to be live with my mother-in-law for a little while until I can get on my feet with a job, and I would expect my building to be taken by the bank, and if I couldn't make the payments. And there was a lot of uncertainty, definitely through all of the curtailment, and everybody's pretty leery right now about whether this mill can hang on. So there's still stress out there, and everybody's, I think, planning for the worst because nobody expected a layoff here.
So basically this mill is like the spark plug for the local economy.
Pretty much. There'd be tumbleweeds, I think, if there was no mill. If this mill was shut down.
In talking before, you said that, you know, since 2009, I think it was, that you haven't seen any expansion of any businesses, or?
Yeah, if you look back in the community, I think that I haven't seen any businesses open. I haven't seen any businesses expand. My sister-in-law is a hairdresser, and I know that she's lost clients because of you know, if you're not making the money, you're not going to spend it on extravagant things like nails and hair and things like that. So that's just one small example that I know personally, you know, through the community.
If there was anything that, you know, if you could say something to the powers to be that are going to hear this case, what would you want them to hear from you?
Well, you know, this country is struggling, and we need to do everything we can to level the playing field so that we can compete fairly. When you have other issues and other things happening that make trade unfair, we don't have any hope. We don't have any hope. What's America going to do without jobs? It's what America was built on, was industry, and we're losing it, and it's not getting better. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen to improve the outlook on this.
Scott, I want to thank you, and thank you for stepping up and doing one of these interviews. And, you know, you're doing your part to change this. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.